Welcome to Somerville Highlander Girls Soccer on Somerville EdTV. I am Todd Harmon and very happy to have returning to the booth with me today, Somerville Councilman at Large, Jake Wilson, knower of all things soccer. Jake, thanks to have you back with us here in the booth for this matchup between the Highlanders and the Crimson Tide of Everett. As the Highlanders come in 5-3 overall, 4-1 in the GBL, the lone loss to Medford. Everett comes in 3-4-1 overall, 3-1-1 in the GBL. Everett battled the Highlanders to a 0-1 loss last year here at Dilboy. That was the game the Highlanders clinched the GBL championship with last year at the end of the season. Everett plays a very defensive style, Jake. They like to pack the box in defensively. They like to counterattack quickly with Giselle Arazo out at the top of everything. But Highlanders really will have a difficult time today getting through that Everett defense, and this weather may not help.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fun for spectating, but it's actually not so bad to play in out there. It's warm at least, right? When it's colder, that's when the rain can be really rough. But this can be fun. I like to say it's soccer weather.
Rainy but warm, as you pointed out, Jake, as the Highlanders take the kickoff. We are underway as the long ball down the pitch. And Everett will look to clear this out. On the far side, that's Connie Paz.
Formerly of Somerville.
As the Highlanders now trying to break through that defense. You see how Everett keeping most of their defenders back. Most of their players back, as a matter of fact. As Plata plays that back to Ingrid Wilson. Somebody you might be acquainted with there, Jake.
I don't know what you're talking about, Todd. I've never seen that player before in my life.
It's like an ESPN game with Kirk Herbstreit doing the Ohio State game. It's the ball out here near side now, trying to get it forward towards Camila Plata. Plata scored the game-winning goal for the Highlanders last season in that 1-0 victory here at Dilboy. It took them until the 18th minute of the second half to get through this Everett defense. The ball played back to Wilson. Now the Highlanders starting their attack from the very back. As Fiona Rickson has it right there. Gives it forward to Pock. Pock out wide here. Couldn't quite get a clean hit upon it. As that gets through, Rafkin will take care of it back on the back end for the Highlanders.
Little bit of miscommunication, maybe a poorly hit pass back there. Highlanders got away with it, though.
Kathleen D'Souza is the attacker up front who is trying to get to that ball. And once again, D'Souza will be out here against Wilson, as Wilson will just clear that out here to the near side.
She had more time than she realized there. Probably could have turned and at least gotten that down the line.
Quickly inbounded here. And a violation, lifting up of the foot on the throw in. So Wilson will quickly get that ball downfield, trying to connect up once again with Plata. Highlanders quick restart as that dropped right in front of Adriana de Goyer. She tries to get through, knocked aside, cleared away by Everett around midfield. So they look to control there.
Yeah, Adriana's playing more of a central midfield role here for the Highlanders. Coach Arias has had to juggle things a little. One of his expected starters has been spending some time out with an injury. Mika Jenks, the freshman, and so he's had to juggle things.
Jenks has been very, very effective in the midfield area for the Highlanders, maintaining possession through that midfield. Excellent passer as well as Mika Jenks. You see Johnson on the far side trying to break through. She'll cross it towards the center. Gets it to Petrosky Harris. Back out wide. Avery Baldwin with it now. Baldwin coming off a big game against Lynn English with an assist and 2 goals.
Avery went for the tougher play there. She opted to slip it through down the line. She could have just laid it off and done a give and go, but almost came off.
As now they've got Plata out wide. Plata trying to get it back towards Baldwin. And she'll play it out wide towards Johnson. Johnson crossing here, looking for Plata on the near post, just a little bit out ahead of her.
On a dry surface, that's probably a tap in for a goal.
Now DeGoyer. As Everett, you see how they bring everybody back into that defensive area. Able to repulse that Highlander attack as the rain picks up here at Dilboy. Pock plays that forward. Nice through ball there as Baldwin's on it. She's got Petrosky Harris to her left. She'll take it looking for the near post and just couldn't quite tuck it in.
Yeah, that's the one you want to see that just slid across for the tap in. But, you know, hey, I guess at least we're taking shots, right?
Good to see the Highlanders breaking through, getting some breakaways there. No offsides. Last year, the Highlanders called offsides more than 10 times, double digits offsides against Everett as they used the offside trap to great effect as that came off of Petrosky Harris.
They give that the wrong way. I don't think the ref saw that.
I think you're right.
That's very clearly off of Shizuko's back, but hey.
So the throw in from Wilson stolen away by Everett, but now Pock has it. Rickson now controls at the back. She has done such an excellent job just centering that defense. So solid back there, Fiona Rickson has been. And now Johnson has it on the far side. Plays it forward. It's Baldwin. Nice job there by Petrosky Harris. She realized she might have been off sides and got back on sides. Now Johnson runs on that ball on the far side. Going to center it towards the top of the box, but knocked away by the Everett defense. Now DeGoyer with it. She's got Plata here to the near side. Didn't see it, though.
Yep. That was there. There's,
good through ball chance there, just a little bit ahead of Annika.
Yeah.
5.5 minutes elapsed here in the first half. The rain pouring down here at Dilboy.
You can see the game plan for the Highlanders here. It's to get it to the midfield and look to send some of those through balls in behind the Everett defense. Along the ground, not over the top, but along the ground. Much better strategy on a wet surface like this.
As Pock missed with the knee, but there's Rickson cleaning it up right on the back end there. Pock will play it out wide, looking for Wilson. Wilson just not quite able to catch up to it. Ribeiro with the throw in there. This is DeGoyer trying to play that defensively. It did get by her there, but Pock was able to get it to Rickson. And now Plata making a turn, gives it off to DeGoyer. Battling around there, not quite able to come up to it. Now they're able to grab it though. So get it out wide looking for Johnson, just a little bit out ahead of her. Throw in for Everett. Everett, a very counter-attack oriented offense.
Good tackle.
Very nice play there by Pock as she was able to keep that turn from occurring.
She's a really sure tackler, Sarah is. She's good at stepping up and just making that really important challenge there ahead of the other defenders and making sure that they aren't breaking through.
Yeah, her ability to range around the field has been so valuable, and that gives Rickson the opportunity to stay on the back as she's been able to and just really solidify that defense. And a great pass by Pock out wide here to Plata as Plata's on the run. She drops it towards the middle, just out ahead of Petrosky Harris, who couldn't quite get a boot to it.
That was a promising attack. Definitely, Everett read that well to get in there and break that up, but it was a very, very promising attack for Somerville. Really nice ball to set that all up.
Corner kick coming up here for the Highlanders as Plata will place it to the far side. The entire Highlander offense here on the near post.
Watch the back post here, Todd.
As Pock driving in, up over the head of the goalie, Kaylin Rivera, and out off of Rivera's hand. So it will be a second corner coming from the other side for the Highlanders. Rivera, a freshman in the goal for Everett, as they had Maria Babcock back there for a couple years. She was an excellent goaltender. But now with Kaylin Rivera, she will be tested today by the Highlanders, no question about it.
We'll see what they do here from the other side with this corner.
Plata brings it in right along the goal line there. Oh. The fist put to it, and then the kick going wide. I think that was Baldwin who might have gotten the boot to it there. Yeah. But Rivera showing some headiness there, able to knock that ball away, but then didn't quite clear it. Baldwin just wide on her attempt to get the rebound.
It could have missed by too much. It looked like it was close to being on target there. Good. It was a good contact there by Avery.
Wilson with the inbounds. Tap back to Goyer, has it now. Back to Petrosky Harris. Played back to Pock.
Oh, nice.
Good through ball there. Baldwin is into the box by herself. She'll tuck that one into the far post. And the Highlanders have the lead off the Avery Baldwin goal.
Yeah, that was set up by the pass. Really good finish by Baldwin there to stay composed with the defender right on her back and finish.
Great job by Baldwin. As you said, didn't try to do too much with it, didn't get bothered by that defender on her right shoulder. Just able to put it right into the back of the net, and the Highlanders lead 1-0. An early lead against this defensive Everett team, very important. Might draw them out of their defensive stature. Something the Highlanders could take advantage of as Rickson gets that forward towards Pock.
Yeah, that's harder than it might look knowing when to shoot in a situation like that, because you feel that pressure from behind with the defender. You know they're faster than you are, and you want to shoot at just the right time.
Another ball. Highlanders running onto it. Petrosky Harris has the chance, knocked away at the last second, just before she could get the boot to it. And out of bounds, that will go off of Petrosky Harris.
They got that one right.
Rana Quintanilla defensively back there, one of the co-captains for the Crimson Tide. 10 minutes elapsed here in the first half. Highlanders with the 1-0 lead on the Baldwin goal. As this is to Baldwin as well, right at the top of the box. Chests it down, sends it back out to Petrosky Harris, and now Plata. Plata, nice move there. Fires that through on the cross. That one tucked in, but just couldn't quite get there. Annika Johnson with the volley attempt towards the goal there. Missed it just wide.
It's the finishing that's been the biggest issue for Somerville so far this season. Even in the Medford game, and that loss to Medford, could have been a very different scoreline. Medford had two really good chances. They put them both away. One of them was a tough finish, and Somerville, had a whole sequence. They could not put the ball away with a scrum in front of goal, and then hit the post later on in the second half. Could have been a completely different scoreline. Yeah,
I talked to head coach Tony Arias before the Lynn English game about that Medford game. He talked about how it was just one of those games where he felt like the Highlanders outplayed the Mustangs. They played very effectively, were much more effective in terms of maintaining possession, just didn't find that finishing touch on the balls around the goal.
Yeah, it was a real frustrating game for the Highlanders.
As Pock brings it out wide to Plata. Plata, plenty of speed there. She gets by Ribeiro. She's into the box, looking for the cross. As Ribeiro coming in there with the tackle attempt. That'll force the corner kick, the third for the Highlanders today.
They always joke that Ryan Giggs, the former United legend, was faster dribbling than sprinting without the ball, and I feel like Camilla sometimes is faster with the ball than she is without it. Really, really quick player dribbling.
She'll put this one looking for that far post. Pock was in the area, as was Baldwin. Couldn't quite get the boot to it. Cleared away by Orana Quintanilla. Long ball into the box. Offside is going to be the call as Johnson gets called for that one. First offside of the matchup.
And that is a tough one. You have to make sure you track back and that you're back on side when that cross comes back, and you have to basically read ahead and see what's coming from your fullback there.
Highlanders have Samar Benkehat out there at the forward position. Lots of speed coming from her. She's coming off a 2-goal performance against the Bulldogs of Lynn English.
It's been good to see Emma Lounsbury really find a role here right back on this team. Just a really, really good player and just an excellent senior leader on this team.
Lounsbury is continuing the family tradition on the pitch. Remember her older brother, an excellent goalkeeper for the boys.
Both hockey and soccer.
That is correct. As a matter of fact, as Plata chips that one towards the goal. Johnson coming in on that far post, just couldn't quite get there as Rivera out of position for any shot attempt from that far side.
You can tell it's coming though, right? The number of crosses coming in there, especially from the left side. Camilla's really good crossing that ball. And we're sending runners in there now. It's only a matter of time till one of those ends up in the back of the net.
Goal kick coming up here for Everett. 14 minutes elapsed here in the first half. Highlanders leading 1-0 off the Avery Baldwin goal. So they have that out wide.
Good pressure.
Good pressure there. So Everett now trying to mount a counterattack.
It's a little trouble here.
Touched forward by D'Souza.
Good tackle from behind there to get that ball loose.
Pock once again showing those defensive chops. And that's where you see Pock ranging out there from that defensive position. She moves forward enough. She's able to short circuit that attack before Rickson even needs to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, that is the goal, right? Have your sweeper have a really boring game back there. And have your goalkeeper bored out of their mind.
That is exactly correct. Those were some of my least favorite yet favorite games when I was bored out of my mind.
Sometimes you'll see it, right? A goalkeeper will be bored back there, and then they might be called upon to suddenly step up and you know, maybe in a fluke 1v1 or something where someone gets in loose behind there, and then you have to suddenly snap into action. And it's a big skill for a goalkeeper to have.
Very true. Got to turn it on when you have to turn it on. No question about that. As DeGoyer trying to get it out wide, looking for Wilson. Wilson will come up to play that. She'll put the boot to it. As Baldwin now, as well as you see Benkea with that speed coming up on the left side. Ball played out by Martinez. Johnson able to save it. She'll get it back to Pock. Pock coming over here. Plata, nobody marking her. As Pock notices it, gets the ball out to her. Can't leave Camilla Plata unmarked, and that was a questionable offside since the far defender, Casey Martinez, was well behind the Highlander player out ahead.
I got a theory, Todd.
Yep.
I think the Everett player was so far back, the ref looked over and did not even see her in his line of vision, but had blown the whistle already and had to roll with the call, unfortunately, for
I
Somerville.
think you might be correct about that, as a matter of fact. Nice move there.
Off. She's off.
We've got the hand up over on the other end now as Everett gets called for the offside.
Still, that is a warning sign for Somerville that it's not going to be easy all game long. That Everett showing that they can be a threat on the counter.
No question about that. I think that may have been Lavina Simon with that nice move just outside the box.
Timeout here.
Timeout on the pitch. We're going to keep it right here. Talk really quickly about what's going on around Highlander athletics as the volleyball team coming off a tough 3-0 loss to Lynn Classical yesterday. Not a lot of time to address those issues, as today they are going up against Cambridge, a team that swept them in 2 games last year. So the opportunity actually to get back out on the court probably very good for that volleyball team as they fall to the Rams of Lynn Classical. They'll get another shot at them later on this season at Lynn Classical. Monday we will have coverage of that volleyball team as they take on Chelsea at Broome Fieldhouse. That'll be at 5 o'clock. We will also have girls soccer coming up next week as Revere will be in here at Dilboy. Then a big matchup against Malden once again for that volleyball team looking to sweep the Golden Tornadoes, as that will be on Wednesday. And then the boys soccer will be done with their road trip, as they are currently playing multiple road games in a row. They will be back here at Dilboy. We have coverage against Chelsea that day for the boys soccer team as they look to sweep the Red Devils this year in GBL play. Don't forget, got to mash those buttons, like, share, subscribe. We are at 3,300 subscriptions. We are looking to get above 4,000, so keep mashing those buttons for us. We really do appreciate it. When you mash those buttons, you sign up for those notifications. You'll know when we have posted a video. You will know when we have special live coverage, as we had earlier this week for that volleyball team against Revere, a big win, and that loss yesterday against Lynn Classical, as well as the live coverage of the final 3 home games for the Highlander football team in this regular season, as they will go up against Revere, Lynn Classical, and Lynn English down the stretch in their regular season. We will also have coverage of the Chelsea game coming up tomorrow. That's at 6 o'clock at Chelsea. We will not have that coverage live, but we will have it posted as soon as possible. Tomorrow night, Friday night, or Saturday morning. And don't forget, MIAA ratings coming out tomorrow. So go to MIAA.net, find out where the Highlanders are ranked. They want to be in the top 32 in soccer as well as volleyball, top 16 in football.
Did they fix those, Todd? Did they do away with the three goal difference max per game, or are we still getting...
We're still at the 3 goal differential maximum, as Plata looking to get us 2/3 of the way there to that 3 goal differential that it maxes out at. As Plata spins, gets into the double team there. She was bracketed, but DeGoyer now with it. DeGoyer spinning away. Looked like she might have had the opportunity at a shot there. Highlanders will have the throw in, 22-25 remaining in the first half. Highlanders leading on the strength of an Avery Baldwin goal. DeGoyer gets it back from Binkehat, double teamed. As DeJesus marking her there.
That makes up for the earlier blown call in Somerville's favor, because that was clearly, took a little small deflection off number 18 on the way out.
Rickson with the head.
This is a little trouble.
As DeJesus following up her long ball. Now a possible opportunity out here, but Wilson, nice job defensively. Rickson didn't get that cleanly, as she was able to get that out of the area. Sent out wide here. Wilson now trying to set up a counter. Gets it towards Plata. DeJesus will take that pass away. There's Sarah Pock getting the boot in there, right in the passing lane. Good pass by Wilson to DeGoyer. DeGoyer's through ball looking for Plata here out wide, though, stolen away by Ribeiro. Wilson with the inbound here, getting it to Plata.
Turn.
Pock playing that ball forward. Touched out by Redvani. Good play forward there. As Johnson now flying down the far sideline. Look at that speed as Annika Johnson turns the corner, looks for the cross. Got double teamed at the last second and wasn't quite able to get the cross through. Still battling for it is Johnson. She touches that one forward, trying to connect up with Abby McDonald, I believe, who's out there.
That's Mila Redvani.
Oh, it's Redvani. Mila had 2 goals against Lynn English, both in the second half. Just to underscore the style of play of the Crimson Tide, Highlanders have played both Lynn Classical and Lynn English. They have combined to beat those 2 teams, going 2-0 by the aggregate score of 17-0. Everett has played Lynn English and Lynn Classical, 1 game apiece. They have gone 1 win and 1 tie, and aggregate have done that 1-0. As they defeated Lynn English 1-0 and tied Lynn Classical 0-0 in what I am sure was a game that moved offensive soccer back centuries.
Would we say a match Sam Allardyce would have loved?
Yes, more than likely, yes.
We could say Jose Mourinho for the more modern.
For the more modern folks, yes. For the younger amongst us. As Binkeot loses that out of bounds. Knocked away by Arana Quintanilla. 19 minutes remaining here in the first half. Highlanders lead by a goal. Everett showing some life offensively. Still not able to break through, though. Baldwin will send this out, reversing field on it.
It's Irvi Gokali there at right back.
As Gokali now plays it back to Rickson. Rickson forward to DeGoyer. Tried to match up with Binkeot, didn't quite get it cleanly, but there was Avery Baldwin. Radvani, though, loses it.
But you can see what Somerville's looking at. They have Camila out there just in acres of space, basically playing just on the edge of offside there and just waiting to spray balls in behind there for her to run onto.
Might have the opportunity here as Rickson looked like she was sizing up a possibility there. Now Rickson loses it, has to clear it out wide as three members of the Crimson Tide were all around her, giving up the corner kick there.
That was a tough spot to be in, surrounded by three with no one behind you except your goalkeeper. She handled herself pretty decently there, and for now, disaster averted.
That is my concern with the conditions out there, making sure on the turf with this wet conditions, they've got the right shoes, they've got good balance, not falling down. We don't want anyone slipping during defending a counterattack.
But have they added the infill to the field over the summer? That's my question always, Todd. Is there Brockville out there like there should be?
I would hope yes, but I do not know the answer.
You can tell I'm a coach who got tired of seeing players slip all over out there. Well, we have giant bales of Brockville over there in the corner.
Those have been part of this facility for years.
Yeah. No comment.
So that's played out by Rickson. Johnson now with it. Knocked away by Everett, but there's Gukale cleaning it up. Is Johnson trying to work her way through, weave through that possible defensive spurt. DeGoyer gets it out here near side.
There's pace. Look at Smart Fly.
Casey Paul plays that forward. Binkeot, she's got so much speed. Plays it just a little bit out ahead of Plata, though.
It was Shizuko actually using her left there. Did a nice job of getting it down the line there. Allowed us to see what Samar could do with her pace.
Is that ball all the way through out of bounds? DeGoyer heading to the bench.
You can see what a Jenks Radvani midfield can do here.
Yes. As I know, Jenks has been really strong in terms of her midfield possession. Yep. I've been very impressed with her passing in the midfield as well. Of course, the midfield's such a critical component of what head coach Tony Arias likes to do. Has a nice opportunity here as a Plata now. She'll pull the string on it. Pop that forward. Annika Johnson making the run off sides is going to be the call.
Yeah, Mika, Irvi, and Ingrid are three freshmen who come in having played for the past 3 years for Coach Arias for club as part of a really good Boston Vigor team that capped everything off with the title this past spring. Really good way to go out.
Hopefully helping now to lead the Highlanders to a third straight GBL title.
Yeah, it's a young team, right? It's a rebuilding year, definitely losing 12 seniors and some real talent there. We can see what the freshmen and sophomores can do here.
As Plata showing that burst of speed we talked about past Ribeiro. The left boot on the cross. Binkeot just couldn't quite get the volley where she wanted it. Now here's Radvani. Unable to control in the box. Plata, she'll try that one and didn't quite get it cleanly as she tried the left boot.
Looked like she slipped a little, possibly, if she was trying to address that. It's okay, I'll go down there and put some infill down there.
There you go, get some infill. We've got plenty over in the corner.
Yeah.
14 minutes remaining in the half. Highlanders leading this one 1-0. Johnson now. Squeezed off of that ball. She'll chase it down, though. Annika Johnson just never gives up on a ball.
Tricky.
Now Gukale gets it back to Pak.
You gotta switch the field here.
Rickson. She may have heard you. She reversed everything here to the near side. Petrosky Harris. And now Plata. It's a race to the ball. We know who's going to win it as Plata gets the ball. She's got room to roam into the box. She's going to put the left foot to it. Just couldn't quite connect up as Baldwin flashing in from the far post. Could not quite get the boot to it.
It's just tough on that slick surface. The ball really, really moves on that. That's probably the third time that we found ourselves saying that on a dry pitch, that ends in a connection and likely a tap-in. It just until you've been out there, you don't realize how much it really skips on that. And that's actually one to watch for goalkeepers. If the ball lands in front of a goalkeeper, it's hard to put into words how quickly it is upon you as a goalkeeper if it skips off the turf.
As Ribeiro tries to make a turn, Plata says, no, you shan't, and gets the ball back from Benkayat. Plata battling down there. Ribeiro goes down to the pitch. Highlanders will get the ball on the throw in. See the entire Everett team now back in the defensive goalie area, except one counterattack possibility up around the football 30-yard line. That one touched out. Plata last to touch it, so it will result in a goal kick.
Yeah, Somerville just needs that second goal to come, because right now Everett can stick with their game plan. Down just one goal, you trust it. You say, hey, let's not change anything. Maybe we catch it. They've had opportunities on the break where maybe they could have equalized. You get that second goal, and that's going to start to force them out of their game plan. You get a third, and then they have to then they're deciding whether to scrap it completely and go for broke or just try to limit the damage.
Johnson trying to connect up with DeGoyer as Annika Johnson's been moved from the far side more into the middle. Results in a corner kick. Fourth corner of the game for the Highlanders. Under 11 minutes remaining in the first half.
We'll see if goalkeeper's basically standing by the far post here. This is when you want to see a near post run by someone. And there it comes from.
There it is, yep.
Adriana.
DeGoyer right there on the near post. Going back post. Knocked away on the goal line. I think Ribeiro was the one who was able to get it.
Why do they want? Oh,
okay.
I thought they were walking away as if they thought it was going to be a goal kick. It's definitely not a corner.
I thought Pak, was the one who connected on that, tried to get it towards the goal, cleared away. Fifth corner of the game for the Highlanders now.
I mean, they're just dropping into the mix there in the 6-yard box and just waiting for chaos to hopefully result in a goal.
And Rivera, the freshman, able to control that one.
Oof.
Not much of a boot to clear it away, and Redvani. Jenks and Redvani along with Pak here.
It's trouble.
Out wide to Petrosky Harris.
She did a good job there. She's got a tough ball and was under pressure and handled it well. It could have been, if she hadn't handled that cleanly, that could have been trouble.
Yeah, Isabella Mitrano bearing down on her. Very sure with her possession there was Petrosky Harris. Throw in will come from Everett.
Somerville's going to need a bigger tent with the size of the squad.
We're going to need a bigger tent.
Double row bench out there. What do they have, 26, 27 on the 28?
lots of opportunities for playing time as well as they've had to get that depth into the game. As we saw also JV players getting lots of playing time against Lynn English.
Yeah, it's some of these GBL games, you want to see them, the starters, or at least the first rotation players, put it away and make sure that some of their teammates who don't always get that much playing time are able to get some experience out there.
Now DeGoyer is making the attack from the left wing. Plata has been moved to the far side. Johnson has been slotted in right behind DeGoyer. And now Johnson has the opportunity, but the right boot betrayed her. Plata will play this one back. Gukale plays it back out to Camilla as she'll turn the corner now. The center coming in. Johnson trying to reach it. DeGoyer will keep it from going out. Has the opportunity going back the other way now. Ribeiro knocks that one right back to Goyer. A little sidestep gets by her, gets it to Johnson, tried to volley that one or touch it to Redvani. I'm not totally sure which, but didn't come off cleanly. As DeGoyer continues to control. Once again, right by Ribeiro. Now Redvani.
That's a pen.
Redvani
Right.
tripped in the box. Play on. As Pock now gets it to Bradley. Or Baldwin, I should say. As Avery Baldwin played it out wide, it was knocked away.
You're thinking of a former San Antonio Spurs point guard, aren't you?
Yeah, well, you know.
I think I said that last year once, too.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
So many names bouncing around in the head, Jake.
Yeah.
As Everett moving it past midfield. Highlanders trying to range back in defense. Gukale gets that back. Nice job by Rickson clearing it away. That's going to get by, and Rafkin will settle it down with the feet. She did
Cool
not.
as you like there. Under pressure, using the feet. You do like to see it. It can give you a little bit of an elevated heart rate, but it's good to see your keeper using their feet.
It's Gukale, last to touch that one.
It's the modern sweeper-keeper position.
Plata looking to make the turn. Sends it into the middle, but it's knocked away. Stolen by Everett as they're into the box. Rafkin very quickly off her line. Right there, settling matters.
I'm surprised our goalkeepers get to wear the black shirts against an opponent wearing all black.
That's a good point, actually. So Crimson Tide going for the black jerseys today. Crimson numerals. Redvani, nice ball out here to DeGoyer. So DeGoyer pulls the string, pulls it again, sends Ribeiro to the pitch. Now Annika Johnson has the ball in front of her as she cuts it in across the box. Can she get the right foot in the angle she wanted? She did not, but boy, it was close.
She just couldn't get the rotation on the ball that she was looking for there to curl that in. It was a pretty straight shot as it turned out.
Rana Quintanilla was the one applying the pressure, marking her there.
You could tell what Annika was going for there, though. We call it a FIFA goal, right? In the old days,
In the old
playing
days,
FIFA,
yes.
you cut in onto the right, just bang one at the back post.
We would spend all night playing FIFA World Cup. We would each choose a country, and we sit and watch other guys play throughout the night. And by dawn, we had a World Cup champion. It was Redvani.
Oh, nice ball. Oh, that's a good idea.
Very good idea there. Johnson now will get it. Johnson trying to spin away. Gets enough room to turn the corner. Gives it back to Redvani. Nice thought there by Redvani. Johnson, I don't think Johnson realized that it had that weird spin that would slow it down.
Yeah. Ball does weird things on the wet turf, though. That's a good example of it there.
Jinx heads out. Layla Mahoney coming into the game.
And Annika Pearson's on here playing the stopper position. She's one. She could play there. She could play sweeper also if coach decides to give Fiona Rickson a rest at all. Really versatile player. She can play anywhere along the back line.
Pearson came in and played that sweeper role against Lynn English. DeGoyer will poke that one towards the box, trying to get Johnson running in. Under 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. Highlanders still with the 1-goal lead. Avery Baldwin scoring the goal for the Highlanders. They've had some opportunities, just haven't been able to find that critical finisher to add to that one-goal lead. And DeGoyer now. She'll cross it.
Everett have good center backs back there. They're really good. They're solid. They pick the ball out of the air. They disrupt what Somerville are trying to do. That you can tell that's really their strength.
That ball played down all the way. Rafkin, edge of her box, will take care of it. As Julie will roll it right out here to Petrosky Harris. Goes to DeGoyer. Nice job by Adriana controlling that one. Tried to get Johnson on a run, but Johnson, as she turned, fell to the turf. Now you see Pearson doing that hard work, stealing the ball away. Great tackle there. Good touch there by Johnson. Tries to feather that one through, looking for Baldwin.
Honestly, I thought Annika could have just carried that forward there. She had no one in front of her, and she's got good pace on the ball.
Now Redvani plays that forward for Baldwin, and now Plata. Plata with speed. She'll pick this one up.
Get that cross.
Looking for the cross. She pulls the string, tries the cross with the left foot. And we've got the whistle.
Should be an uncontested drop ball for the Highlanders here.
And that is what we will see as we reach 2 minutes on the stadium clock. It's Plata. Plays it back. Lounsbury sends that into the area. Mahoney in there trying to steal the ball away. Now Baldwin gets it out to Plata. Plata by the defender looking to cross. He's got DeGoyer on the near post here. Just a little bit out ahead of both her and Johnson.
Just powered that one up a little too much, Todd. You would say held the square button down too long on the control.
Yes.
We're just gonna be nerding out with FIFA jokes.
It's FIFA. It was a lifestyle. It was wonderful. It's now Mahoney with it. Pulls it away, gets it back to Pearson. Official time kept on the field. We await the long whistles that will signify the end of the half. Highlanders looking to add to a 1-0 lead. Rickson, miscommunication there, trying to get it out wide. Great job, though, as Lounsbury was able to steal the ball right back. Now Redvani. Redvani will play that forward. Plata had to readjust as she was about to make a run on that ball, but that will do it for the first half as the Highlanders lead 1-0. We go to halftime here at Dilboy. We will be back for second half action here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back at a rainy Dilboy Stadium here on Somerville Ed TV. I'm Todd Harmon alongside Somerville Councilman at Large Jake Wilson. And Jake, you are the knower of all things soccer. I love making you smile when I say that, but you are. First half, Everett, very defensive, only 1 goal the Highlanders were able to get. It was Avery Baldwin's goal, but we saw the Highlanders just missing out on so many opportunities in that half.
Yeah, they just figure out how to finish better, just make those adjustments on turf, whether it's the cross being a little farther behind. This could be a promising start here.
As Plata is through and into the box with speed, takes the left boot, tries to tuck it in as she does. As she, I believe, banked that one off of Kaylin Rivera into the back of the net, and the Highlanders now lead 2-0 after Plata adds another goal to her total.
Yeah, that was a weird one. It looked like the keeper had the near post covered, but somehow that got in. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it might have gone through a hole in the net or something. I wasn't sure it actually went in, but it seems like it did. So it's a good start to the second half.
21 seconds in, the Highlanders have doubled their lead as Camila Plata puts that one into the back of the net.
That was a foul there. Adriana definitely kind of went through the back there.
DeGoyer whistled for that one. So Everett now will have the opportunity with the kick. Jake, as you had mentioned late in the first half, another goal would have been very important for the Highlanders to pull Everett out of that defensive stance they've taken throughout this game. Get that goal here at the open of the second half. Get that opportunity now. Maybe some counter-attack lanes will be available or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you can force your opponent out from their game plan and make them shift things up, it's generally going to go well for you.
This ball is away. Tough footing there. Headed away by Rickson. As Everett sends it right back in, Rickson will control. Try to play it out wide here to Emma Lounsbury. Out of bounds. Mentioned Lounsbury finding a home at that right defensive back position. We've seen her moved all around the pitch throughout her career with the soccer team. And it's great that she's been able to settle in and do such a great job on that back line. The entire defense for the Highlanders has been tremendous throughout this season so far.
Yeah, and Emma's played, we've seen her play centrally, we've seen her play wide. Good to see her lock down a spot here right back.
There's Baldwin now. She'll
nice ball.
Play that forward. Beautiful balls. Petrosky Harris looked like she pulled up on her run a little bit there.
If she kept going, she's probably in there one-on-one with the keeper.
And Plata now will cross this in. Baldwin awaiting it right in front of the goal, but cleared away. You pointed out how strong those central backs are. Arana Quintanilla as well as Casey Martinez for the Crimson Tide. They do an excellent job of blocking those crosses and clearing them away quickly.
Yeah, they're rock solid at the back there.
Petrosky Harris chasing that all the way out of bounds.
You can see the two captains there at center back just setting up the defense too.
It's Plata now. Gets the inbounds into Redvani. Touched back by DeGoyer to Plata. It's Camilla. Gets by the first defender, puts it up towards the net, and that'll be into the goal as well, as Plata has put two in off of the goaltender, Kaylin Rivera, as Rivera tried to get control of that ball and ended up ricocheting off of her hands into the back of the net for the third Highlander goal.
I think that was on target. I don't think that's an own goal on the keeper. You give the benefit of the doubt to, but that's a tough own goal to give. I think to just be a humanitarian and give Camilla the goal there.
3 minutes in, Plata has 2 goals in those 3 minutes, and the Highlanders lead 3-0.
Somerville goal number 7, Camila Plata.
Now Plata playing it towards the middle to Redvani. Back out to Plata. She's making a run on the far side. She's got plenty of green in front of her. She's got Baldwin, Petrosky, Harris, and Johnson. She picks Petrosky Harris. Drops it back to DeGoyer. DeGoyer loads up the cannon, fires that one just wide here to the near side, looking for it with the right boot.
It definitely slipped as she went to go shoot that one. Did not get full contact on it.
Seen a little bit of slippage out there. The Everett free kick earlier this half, as well as just some, so as you pointed out as well, some situations where the ball itself is kind of sliding and slipping across that wet turf. Baldwin gets that all out. Petrosky Harris chases it all the way.
I don't know if the ref was off the field. He might have been on the field when that struck him.
Now Petrosky Harris looks for the cross there. Nice job by Martinez as she knocks that one away.
And they really do. They deal well, the Everett center backs do, with those well-struck crosses, balls in the air. They really don't make too many mistakes back there.
So DeSalza plays that forward. Lavina Simon with it now, plays it. trying to connect up here on the near side with Connie Paz, but could not quite connect. Now Johnson, speed down the sideline. She's running right past the Everett defense, drops it with DeGoyer. Beautiful pass there. Now Baldwin turns. She's got the opportunity towards the net. She pokes it, looking to tuck that one in. However, Rivera able to get down there and get that ball on the pitch.
Yeah, we teach them not to shoot with their toe, but occasionally there's a time where a toe poke is the right option, and that was right there.
Ball comes out. Plata will take that one away. Beautiful ball forward. Petrosky-Harris looking to run onto it as Martinez came out defensively. Say Highlanders were the last to touch it, so they Crimson Tide inbound it to Martinez.
They gave a free kick there.
Oh, free kick here.
After the pass was released, a collision there. But I think between Shizuko and the Everett player.
Yep. Petrosky-Harris whistled for that. There's Sarah Pock just tackling the ball away. Johnson, single touch, plays it forward to Baldwin, just a little too far.
A little too far, and Avery didn't quite read where that was going there, but yeah, really nice play there by the Highlanders so far. They've looked great this half.
Johnson, just a tremendous touch. That first touch was able to control the ball. Her second touch went straight through. Now the through ball, Petrosky-Harris trying to run onto it. Knocked out that time by Arana Quintanilla.
And Todd, we were noting at halftime how the coaches for Somerville allowed the captains to basically deliver a lot of the halftime talk to the rest of the girls. Whatever the captain said, seems like it did a job.
It really does. As DeGoyer heads that, Petrosky-Harris puts the knee to it. Johnson couldn't quite control. Or actually, that's Baldwin in there. Now Redvani looks to control and get through that defensive wall of the Crimson Tide. Just too many black jerseys there, though. As Simon trying to make a run, gets cleared away there by Wilson.
Offside. Yeah, Annika Johnson came back from an offside position there.
Offside is the call on Johnson.
And in fairness to Annika, she might not have been expecting her left-footed left back to send it long with the right foot there.
Very good point. Arana Quintanilla sends this one away. DeGoyer battles for the 50-50. Doesn't get control, though. As there's Sarah Pock just taking it right away from Gigi Aranzo.
There you go.
There's a beautiful ball that Johnson can run on. Baldwin is right in the middle as Johnson will serve it right to her, and she'll take a second bite at that apple, and she likes it as it goes into the back of the net for the Highlander goal.
That's tough on the Everett keeper there. She made such a good point-blank save, and then it just fell right to Avery for the easy tap-in.
Baldwin with her second goal of the game. Two Highlanders with 2 goals. That's Baldwin and Plata. As Rivera did a nice job, like you said, Jake. That point-blank attack was able to knock the ball down, but there was Baldwin not giving up on it and was easily able to service it into the net.
Yeah, I don't think we can technically give the assist to Annika because it was on the second shot, but man, that deserved an assist. Really nice ball.
As we have timeout on the pitch, 32 minutes remaining in the half. Highlanders lead this one 4-0 after that Avery Baldwin goal. We're going to talk really quickly about the Highlander football team as they are mad. They are coming off a 2-point loss at Malden. They played very, very well, except that Malden has an incredible running back in the person of Jaden McGuffey, as McGuffey went for over 200 yards rushing against the Highlanders, and Malden was able to pull away the 2-point victory. And that's going to mean that the Red Devils of Chelsea are in for something tomorrow night. I get a feeling as the Highlanders will have some attitude as they head over to Chelsea to play the Red Devils. We'll have coverage of that game here for you on Somerville Ed TV. We'll not have that live for you, but we will have it posted as soon as possible, whether it be tomorrow night or on Saturday. We will have that game posted for you on either the 26th or 27th. Look for the Highlanders. Look for Marcos Pineda to have a great game for the Highlanders. Ryan Lewis as well, as Lewis busted a huge 57-yard touchdown run against Malden. JoJo Flores also got into the end zone against the Golden Tornadoes. Look for that Hydra multi-head attack of the quarterback position of the Highlanders, that Wildcat attack where you see JoJo, Ryan Lewis, as well as Marcos Pineda running from the quarterback position. But don't forget about Aries Osiris as well, the quarterback who tends to throw the ball more, as I'm sure he will have a great game against the Red Devils as well. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, mash those buttons. Call your Uncle Artie over in Altoona. You know I love Altoona. We love our viewers in Altoona. So make sure you're getting everybody you know to mash those buttons. Get us up to 4,000 subscriptions. We really, really do appreciate it. That helps us out so much. And I'm telling you one thing, Somerville Gov TV is hearing our footsteps in terms of subscribers. Just gonna say, we're creeping up on Gov TV.
Well, Todd, I'll have to make sure we spice it up tonight at the council meeting and do something viral to get those numbers up on the
finance committee
side.
meetings, they are just amazing, so exciting. I know the council meeting is going to be fantastic tonight as well. Check out our sister station, Somerville Gov TV, to find out what Jake Wilson will do at that meeting that might end up being viral. We don't know what the councilman at large has planned, but hey, we'll see.
It's that finance committee report, man. It's just, it's scintillating stuff.
It is so scintillating hearing those numbers as the Highlanders lead this one 4-0 now after Plata has scored twice. A beautiful ball there as Plata will run onto it. She's got plenty of room. She's got two teammates, three now, that she can cross to. Nice
really
play there once again. Arana Quintanilla, just tremendous defensively. Nice touch there. Petrosky Harris into the box. She'll fire that one towards the net.
Nobody crashed the goal. You got to run in. You got to run in when that happens. Someone's got to crash the goal.
Especially with Rivera, this freshman we've seen, she's not been as sure-handed with containing the ball.
With anyone, though, Todd. You know, in these conditions, it's hard to hold on to. You always got to crash.
As Annika Johnson keeps her footing, pokes it away to Petrosky Harris, but once again, there's Arana Quintanilla, and she's able to clear that ball away. Highlanders have the 4-goal lead. Avery Baldwin opened the scoring for the Highlanders in the first half, and now here in the second half, it's been Plata twice as well as Baldwin. As the whistle sounds, Highlanders offsides. Marianne Bride trying to make the run there. Marianne Bride, a player I've been really impressed with her speed for the Highlanders on the outside, so keep an eye on number 14 out there on the pitch here on the near side. As DeGoyer just send that right back into the attacking area. Johnson pulls the string, gives it back to DeGoyer. DeGoyer had Bride over here, but it was behind her, so she played it forward to the far side, and the hand is up.
Adriana missed a chance there to just slip in a teammate very, very easily there, but opted for a little slightly tougher thing, and at that point, offside was getting called.
As that kick attempt stolen away by Bride. You see how quickly she was on the ball. There's Johnson using her speed into the box as she gets pulled down.
There's a pen. Points to the spot. Who wants the hat trick?
Will be a PK here.
I guess Avery's not out there, so we know who's going for the hat trick.
So Plata will be lining it up, looking for the Hattie. Natural Hattie, as a matter of fact, as her two goals have come here in the second half. Looking for a third goal here in the second half. As Johnson was pulled down on that play by Casey Martinez, attacking into the zone.
Big thing here is just keep her footing while taking this. We've seen a number of players slip while shooting. I want to make sure she keeps her footing while striking this.
Rivera is on her line. Plata ready to address the ball. Plata puts that one high. It hits off the football crossbar. And you can see from Plata's reaction, that's not what she had planned, is that ball. She got her foot up underneath it a bit too much.
Yeah, it's, well, hopefully it doesn't matter. Hopefully they're able to pile some more goals on here. We'll see what Everett opt to do here. 4-0 game here. Do they pack it in and basically try to prevent the score from getting out of hand? You know, do they try to get something and maybe get back in the game?
As they're unable to get the ball out of their defensive end, though, Plato inbounds for the Highlanders.
But this half has been all Somerville.
No question. As Somerville has been excellent, dominant throughout this half. Plata scored 20 seconds into this half. She also scored a second goal 3 minutes into the half. And then Baldwin tacked on another one off of an excellent run here on the near side by Annika Johnson that set that up. Johnson now sends that right back after the goal kick. Martinez not quite able to clear it initially, but is able to finally get it. Bride now quickly gets the start to Johnson, who will run right onto that beautiful play forward, but Petrosky Harris just off by a step or two.
We've got Anna Rice in the game at right back, another one of the freshmen. A lot of freshmen and sophomores on this roster. And it's Georgia Cook at left back out there.
Cook and Rice have been very good defensively, and that's the key. You can get these players into the game, get them some work against these teams, get them out onto the pitch. As DeSouza now loses it as she tried to center it. Rickson was right there. Now Bride let it get a little bit out ahead of her there.
Just a little too much on that touch.
Noted Bride's speed on the outside. As Rice will inbound. Highlanders leading 4-0 after the goals here in the second half. 2 by Plata, 1 by Baldwin. As DeGoyer battling there.
She's got a little sloppy here for some of them the last minute or two. They're going to want to tighten that up.
As DeGoyer plays it out to Johnson. Johnson battling there. Nice job by Johnson getting away from Aguilar's tackle attempt. Now DeGoyer has it out wide as Bride just was making her cut.
Yeah, just not on the same page. You can see the two of them sort of trying to work out who was going to do what, and in the end it just did not go well.
DeGoyer battling there with Connie Paz. Gets it to the middle. Samar Ben-Kehat back into the game for the Highlanders. There's Johnson with the touch. She's got some room. She'll use it. Tries that right boot up over the football crossbar. Would be 3 points on football, but this is America and this is soccer.
It's a different kind of 3 points the Highlanders are after here.
That is correct. And noting, by the way, Jake, with those ratings coming out, MIAA ratings will be out on a Friday, the 26th. MIAA.net. You can see where the Highlanders rank in all the sports as Johnson's shot attempt comes off the crossbar. And Ben-Kehat unable to get in there for the rebound as it was sent back towards Rivera, who handled it. Under 25 minutes remaining here in the game. Highlanders lead 4-0. And mentioning those MIAA ratings, it's because a three-goal win is what you get credit for. If you if you win by more than 3 goals, that differential no longer matters at that point.
And that really hurts schools like Somerville who play in some, well, we'll say less strong. We'll be charitable and say less strong leagues, where you're gonna have to run up the score sometime. And that it would help us so much if they expanded that from 3. I would say 5 or 6 is a much better. The goal is to not have teams running up the score.
That is correct.
But at some point, you have to account for a gulf in class.
And that is correct as well. And I agree. I would say 5 goals is a good level to set for that.
Yeah.
But
if only we knew someone at MIA.
If we only knew somebody at the MIAA who might be able to work on something like that for us. As that ball knocked out of bounds.
Maybe we'll do a city council resolution tonight that the MIAA change the max goal difference from 3 to 5.
Somerville Gov TV, check it out.
Yeah.
You will see whether.
We will not. Spoiler alert, we will not.
You see, you're giving up. You're giving up the information too early. You gotta tease that. Get those viewerships up for Gov TV. Has been chaotic. Not able to control there. Cleared away by Jasmine Morias. Corner kick coming up for the Highlanders. Their 6th of the game. 22:50 remaining. Highlanders up 4-0. As Plata will send this one away. See what she wants to do here. Is Pak coming in on the far post. Sent towards the goal. Did it get in? It did. As I believe Sarah Pak was the last one to touch that. It could have been Johnson and it could have been Plata because it may have come off of a Crimson Tide member.
Might be, they're sort of congratulating Sarah. Initially they went over to Camila taking the corner, which is usually a sign of an own goal. Yeah, I think it was Sarah. I think I can see the bench react.
We'll go Sarah. We'll go Sarah Pak on that one.
Yeah.
As Pak picks up the goal. 17.5 minutes into the second half, 5-0 now the Highlander lead. As Pak joins the goal scorers here in the second half. Plata's scored twice. Baldwin has scored twice, once here in the second half, and now Sarah Pak gets her name into the book.
Somerville goal number 2, Sarah Pak.
Can't celebrate long, can Sarah, because she's got a deal at the top there on the defensive end, I should say, with Gigi Arazo.
It's a nice job there by Georgia Cook with 2 opponents on her, was able to keep the ball in play and then play it up the field.
Nice pass there to Johnson. First touch got away from her though.
She's got to play this. It's trouble.
Nice job as Rice was able to get that. Poked it away, prevented the Everett offensive player from playing that into the box. Great job
done again
out wide.
by Georgia.
Gets it to Plata. Plata plays it to Benkehat. She's got room. She's got room and Johnson.
One more. Oh.
Johnson sent to the pitch. Whistle sounds. Highlanders will get the opportunity here on a free kick from about the football 20-yard line. Dangerous location.
That's where Marianne Bright has to just be screaming for that ball because she was steaming down the right side in acres of space. And if she had let her team, maybe she did, but not. I don't know. We couldn't hear it. You got to yell for that and let her know one more pass, and then she was in. She would have been in alone.
See who's going to line this up for the Highlanders right now. Sarah Pak addressing the ball.
She might put this on target.
Pak may look for her second goal of the game coming off this free kick. And she will do just that as it will get by Rivera into the back of the goal for the Highlander goal.
All right, so that looks really bad, but what I was saying earlier about the ball skipping on the turf, until you've been out there, you will not believe it. It feels like the ball picks up speed on the turf. So it's really tough to fault the goalkeeper for that. Trust me, I know that looks awful, but that's tough.
Kaylin Rivera, the freshman goalie for Everett, really challenged today. These conditions not helping her as well, as you pointed out. Pak put that ball. She looked like she put some forward spin, some spin on it, so it would really kind of mess up the goalie as she bounced it up towards the goal. Excellent work there for the Highlanders as they lead now 6-0.
If I'm warming up a goalkeeper on a slick surface, I intentionally have lots of bouncing shots in front of them in a game because until you get used to it, seriously, you can't believe how fast it gets there.
As Rickson sends that forward, couldn't connect up with Pak. Matrano moving around, passes it back. Arazo plays it out to the far side. Long ball, Rice running onto it. Trying to deal with Matrano there. Matrano was able to play that one off of Rice. 20 minutes remaining here in the game. Highlanders lead 6-0. 5 goals in the second half for the Highlanders today as they came out on fire after halftime.
Yep. I mean, we talked at halftime how it's just a matter of, tightening things up, getting on the end of some of those balls, finishing, and they've definitely done that this half. I think it could be 7-0 if not for the missed pen.
As Everett now sends that through the box, but nobody on the far side, and Rafkin will chase it down.
Almost carried that out of the area.
Almost did.
Almost did. It's tough with all those lines out there, right? But Julie had it under control.
Nah, she's got it. The wall, Rafkin, she's got it. That's going to get past those defenders. Johnson looking to run onto it. Poked away by Martinez. Now played forward. There's Plata with it. Beautiful pass by Johnson. She'll send it into the middle, trying to connect up there with Abby McDonald.
I thought Abby was off, and ref didn't call anything. He had a better view than we did, so maybe she was onside.
McDonald comes back and with a little physicality, nice tackle there, gets the ball away. One touch from Plata trying to get McDonald. Instead, Plata will have to play it again. Now McDonald chases it down out wide. Annika Johnson is in front of the net.
That's a nice ball.
Is now DeGoyer. Plays that forward for Plata, who makes the turn, fires with the left boot. And Rivera able to control. It played around a little bit, but she was able to get it. Mika Jenks in at midfield for the Highlanders. Elia Valdez here on the right side as Johnson will take this ball. Can she get there before it crosses the end line? No, she does not.
Touch just took it a little too far.
Goal kick now for the Crimson Tide.
And here we get a different colored keeper shirt as B. Calvert comes out sporting the, we'll say, magenta.
B. Calvert being colorful in the goal as she comes in for Julia Rafkin.
She'll look to maintain the clean sheet here.
Calvert, a clean sheet last game against Lynn English. She got the start. Played throughout. I think Rafkin came in for the last 10 minutes of that one. As DeGoyer plays it back, Pock will get it out wide to McDonald. Ribeiro out there, able to take it away, but McDonald now will challenge her. McDonald gets whistled for the push as Everett gets this restart. Nice play to the middle as Plata now has it. Plata plays it here to Elia Valdez. Valdez betrayed by the first touch there. Going to have a push-off called.
She did do a little. There was a little push there.
Against the Highlanders. So we near 16 minutes remaining in the game. Highlanders lead 6-0. It was a 1-0 Highlander lead at the half, but Camilla Plata came out and in the first 3 minutes of the second half scored 2 goals. And the Highlanders have not looked back as Avery Baldwin has put one in and Sarah Pock has put 2 goals in here in the second half. Baldwin has 2 in the game. Pock has 2 in the game. And Plata has 2 in the game.
It looks like Josie Meehan's out there for Somerville playing in center mid.
Trying to control it right there is Meehan. As Arazo sends that one forward into space. Rickson right there. Now
Nicely
McDonald.
done. Very nicely done there.
Good control there. A little give and go as McDonald trying to make the run. Now a dangerous through ball, very, very dangerous, as B. Calvert quickly off of her line, able to control that ball. Nice job by Calvert, freshly into this game, as Paz was bearing down on her. Now Plata looks to control, plays it back. Everett, though, nice back heel there, pulling the string. As Paz once again looking to get into the area, cleared away by Rickson. Arazo able to knock that one down and get control for Everett. Now Anna Rice trying to clear it away. Winds up with Meehan, who plays it out wide to McDonald. McDonald back to Meehan, a little bit out ahead of her. Now Plata. Plata chips it forward towards Johnson. Johnson knocks it down with the right boot, sends it out to McDonald. As Abby sends it back to the center, looking to get it towards Elia Valdez. Valdez unable to control. Everett takes it away, but Johnson just steals it right back. Annika Johnson never gives up on a ball on the pitch. She plays that to Plata. It's through. Rivera quick off of her line, able to get on that ball.
Yeah, Camila tried what looked like a little flick to herself there. They just kind of turned the player, wasn't able to get on the end of the ball in time though. Tricky, I like it.
Now Arazo trying to start a run up the far side. Able to steal that pass away. Nice touch by Paz. All right, strike that. That was Metrano. This ball played out wide. Georgia Cook chasing it down, couldn't quite get to it. 13 minutes remaining in the game. Highlanders lead 6-0. As the Highlanders looking to rack up their 6th win of the season. Looking to get to that magic number 9. That will get them back into the playoffs. And circling a date in mid-October for when Medford comes in.
There's nothing to it, but Sarah Pock definitely took some contact after passing it. Her opponent just, it looked like slipped on the turf and went in. But just because you didn't mean to do it doesn't mean it's not a foul.
Exactly. Intent does not come into play, except in terms of the egregiousness of said foul. As DeGoyer loses that out of bounds, Highlanders will keep the possession.
A lot of subs.
Wholesale changes coming in for the Highlanders with 12 minutes remaining in the game.
It's like back to the starting defense. We have Anya playing, and it looks like at right wing maybe.
Genesis Sandoval got the touch on that inbounds. Now Pock will fire that one towards the net, looking for a Hattie from outside the box. Ball is skied in the box.
It's good to see Jenny out there, though, Todd, after a tough run of injuries. Really good to see her back out there.
Inbounds looking for Meehan, was not able to connect up with her. She'll chase that down, steal it away.
Good tackle from behind there by Josie Meehan.
Yep.
Stayed with it, was able to get her left foot in there and disrupt that.
Another thing you see from Highlander players, as I've talked about with Annika Johnson throughout this game, wherever the ball is on the pitch, if they were to lose the ball, they will do everything they can to get that ball back. It is no question about it, as they never give up on any balls on the pitch, it seems.
Well, as I tell my players, if you lose the ball, you are the closest one to getting it back.
That's an excellent point. As that ball popped forward, Metrano trying to run onto it. Cleared out here to the near side. Poked forward, there's Sarah Pock. Pock plays it forward looking for Meehan, a little bit ahead of her. As there's Rickson just cutting right through, controlling, taking the right angle, and she's so sure with her possession.
Yeah, she just handled that so smoothly there. With a player bearing down on her, just chested it down and calmly found someone.
As Pock heads to the bench, gets some applause. Pearson into the game. That ball played back to Pearson. Pearson will play it back to Rickson. Rickson out wide to Wilson. Short, effective passes here for the Highlanders.
Just keep the ball.
And as DeGoyer plays that one through, looking to get McDonald on a run. Rajbanshi's out there as well. As you've got Plata and Razbanchi.
Yeah, Anya scored a lot of goals back in her day. I remember in grade 5-6. I think at one season she was averaging 3 or 4 goals a game.
She will chase this down into the corner. Rana Quintanilla there, able to keep her away from the ball until it went out. Goal kick secured. As DeGoyer will now head to the bench. Layla Mahoney checking into the game. 8.5 minutes remaining in the game. Highlanders lead 6-0. 3 goal scorers for the Highlanders. Each has 2 goals apiece. As Baldwin had 1 in the first half, 1 in the second. Plata opened the second half with 2 goals in the first 3 minutes of the half. And Sarah Pock has scored the last 2 Highlander goals. As Abby McDonald tries to get control of that one out of bounds off of the Highlanders.
Abby did a really nice job controlling that one out of the air.
Now Everett trying to move the ball upfield as their defenders begin to get into the attack. Very dangerous here is Arana Quintanilla into the attack. See Everett now upping their offensive attack.
They've left 3 at the back, and they're sending one of their center backs very far forward. It's a handball.
Handball is the call on McDonald. As Arana Quintanilla.
A lot of people think that your arm is not allowed to contact the ball ever. It is sometimes. It has to be intentional, and the ruling there is that the arm was in an unnatural position such that even though it clearly wasn't intentional, you get penalized basically for having your arm in an unnatural position.
Kick here for the Crimson Tide. Highlanders holding on to the 6-0 lead. Would love to keep the clean sheet.
Todd, I'm surprised we haven't seen any lights come on yet here. It's looking pretty dark.
It is getting a little dark here at Dilboy. As Plata, she is shining some light though, flying down the left side as she is sent to the pitch on a tackle. Plata up, she's all right.
I know she wants her hat trick, but in a 6-0 game, you want to think about getting your starters out of there.
Corner kick coming up for the Highlanders, their 7th of the game. Six minutes remaining in the half. As Plata now comes off the pitch. Speaking of which, Jake.
Yeah. She had a scary looking injury during the Medford game. We're just glad she's out there.
There's that ball all the way through.
Need that back post run.
I believe Sandoval was making that run, didn't quite get there. And now Everett trying to counter back quickly. Great job there by Pearson, able to just separate the ball from the offensive player by sliding in there using her speed.
Yeah, Annika has phenomenal pace. That's why she can play fullback. She can play anywhere along that back line.
And Rickson just knifing in there with the knee. Was able to surely handle the ball as the attack was coming down. Just such a strong player at that sweeper position with her possession and her confidence with the ball.
Good job there by Jenny holding off her opponent there, allowed the ball to go through.
Sandoval now running this down. Trying to control, unable to. Casey Paul out there as well.
Nice by Josie.
Mian there trying to control, pulls the string a few times, able to get it away. 5 minutes remaining on the stadium clock. Official time kept on the field as we await the long whistles. That is a short whistle for a push-off against Everett as Pearson had control of the ball. And let's see here, that's Ribeiro just came in, palms outstretched with a push.
That's trouble.
As Pearson tries to send that out wide, sent to the pitch.
She looks unimpressed with the lack of a whistle there.
Wilson, nice job moving the ball forward, and now the Highlanders have something going on the counter. So they get it into the edge of the box there. Once again, really strong defense on the far side by Arana Quintanilla, as she was able to keep her position there.
Looks like it's getting a little chippy out there. We're starting to see some arms extended, some very annoyed looks by the Somerville players.
As Wilson comes up, she'll take that ball away. I believe she'll get whistled for it as well.
Stop playing there. If she'd kept going, she might not have gotten called for that. I blame the parents.
You know what? So do I. I don't know what's going on in that household. Anyway.
Just gonna get away with it. She wasn't. They didn't. It was a foul. The ref wasn't gonna blow, and she stopped playing. It just goes to show you play to the whistle.
That's a good point.
Who coached that kid anyway?
I don't know who coached that kid. Thank goodness she's now being coached by Coach Arias. That's going to help her out, I think. Everett now kicking away from the football 40-yard line. Highlanders looking for the clean sheet. We're in stoppage time. As this is a great opportunity, but they whiff on it in the box. As B. Calvert not challenged because of the whiff. Ball bounding about in the box, but the Crimson Tide unable to get the boot to it. Highlanders leading 6-0. We await the long whistles that'll signify the end of the contest. Redvani trying to control.
Nice.
Nice play out to Jenny Sandoval.
Go.
As Mahoney, good ball by Mahoney, gets it to Redvani. Just couldn't quite keep control of that ball as it got too far out ahead of her. Now Wilson, good defensive position. Some pushing, some shoving in there. It's Mahoney trying to control. Martinez able to poke it forward for the Crimson Tide. And there's Fiona Rickson as she just sends the ball out, but she sends it out with effect.
Great ball.
Beautiful ball. As Petrosky Harris was trying to make a run.
Fiona's had herself a game today. She's been solid all season. She's looked particularly good today, I thought, at the back. She hasn't really put a foot wrong.
Out of bounds off the Highlanders. Highlanders leading 6-0. Will pick up their 6th win of the season, leaving them 3 wins shy of another playoff berth. But that's not the only thing going on as they look to defend their GBL championship. Huge game coming up in October, on October 14th. That'll be a Tuesday here at Dilboy Stadium. They will be matched up against the Medford Mustangs, as the Mustangs will come in currently in first place in the GBL, is the only team in the GBL to have defeated the Highlanders. Highlanders looking for revenge on the 14th of October. Come on out here to Dilboy Stadium, 4:15 start time. If you're not here, though, we will have coverage of the game here on Somerville Ed TV. Don't know if we'll be live yet, but you know what? If you've mashed your buttons, you've got notifications, you're going to know if we're live because you're going to get a notification about that. So make sure you mash your buttons, like, share, subscribe, sign up for those notifications, get those numbers up. And we really, really do appreciate it.
And Todd, it's important to point out, the Highlanders still control their own destiny in terms of at least a share of the title. If they win out, including the rematch with Medford, they will be co-champs with Medford. If they get some help along the way from someone else, unlikely but possible.
Possible.
Then they'd be in a position to win an outright title, which would be a real accomplishment given the youth of this squad.
No doubt about that. A co-championship would also be one heck of an accomplishment.
It would be.
As they look for 3 straight GBL championships, or sharing in at least 3 straight GBL championships. And excellent point, Jake. They've lost so many players from last year's team. As the long whistle sounds, the Highlanders come away with a 6-0 victory. 6-3 is their record. They are a young team. They lost 12, 13 players from last year's team that graduated, and now you see so much youth on the pitch, and they're having such a successful season as they move to 5-1 in the GBL, 6-3 overall. As the Highlanders continue their march towards the playoffs, they are 3 wins shy, I should say, of making yet another playoff appearance in the MIAA tournament. Those rankings will be out on the 26th. Check out MIAA.net to find out where the Highlanders rank. They want to be inside the top 32 in their division. Jake Wilson, Counselor at Large for the city of Somerville. Good game today for the Highlanders. They looked great coming out in the second half after a bit of a difficult time in the first half getting that finisher that they needed. They found plenty of them in the second.
Yeah, Coach Arias has to be feeling pretty good after this one. They looked okay in the first half, just like we talked about. We're just missing that final product, right? And we saw in the second half they came out right from the jump, started scoring some goals. Things flowed really nicely. A lot to like from this game for Somerville.
Somerville goal scorers, there were 3 of them. They each got 2 goals. Avery Baldwin started things for the Highlanders as she scored in the first half and got her second in the second half. Camila Plata came out on fire in the second half as she scored 2 goals in the first 3 minutes of the second half. And Sarah Pock got onto the score sheet, scoring 2 goals as well, one of them off of a free kick. That will do it for us here from Dilboy Stadium as the Highlanders now 3 wins away from yet another playoff appearance. And they look very good doing it. Thank you very much for watching at home. Thank you, Jake Wilson, Somerville Counselor at Large, for joining us here in the booth, bringing your grand and vast soccer knowledge to us yet again. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bill Trudell on camera. Thank you, Joe Constantine on direction. I am Todd Harmon, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Girls Soccer on Somerville Ed TV.